We have made it to day 5 of the Purpose Driven Life 40-day challenge. It's getting fun and it's getting good. I won't waste your time, but before we get started, go ahead and send this to somebody so that they can join in and learn with us on this challenge. If you have not already, go ahead and follow, whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Let's get started with day 5. Day 5's topic is on seeing life from God's view. The way you see your life shapes your life. It's about perspective. It's the most influential factor in how you handle everything. From your time, your money, your talents, your relationships. From the examples of Jesus, we know that many metaphors have been used to tell what makes life different and what that looks like differently for many people. The famous quote from Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates because you never know what you're going to get. Think about what life looks like to you. And how do you express that image that you see when you think about life? How you decorate your home, your hair, tattoos even, your choice of style. Your perspective on life influences more than you think it does. You could even say it sets the course for your interests and your values. If life is a party, you have fun. If life is a race, you hurry. If life is a game, you compete to win. To fulfill your purpose that God has for your life, you have to challenge your own perspective and replace them with biblical truths. Romans chapter 12 verse 2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." The Bible gives us 3 metaphors to teach us God's view about life. 2 of those we will talk about today, and the third is tomorrow's topic. Number 1, life is a test. Throughout the Bible, God tests his people's character, faith, love, loyalty, integrity, and many other things. This topic is mentioned over 200 times throughout Scripture. Character is both developed and revealed through these tests, and all of life is a test. We won't always recognize each test, but the Bible gives us examples and ideas of when they may be or what they may be. A very important test is how we act when we don't feel God's presence. Like when Hezekiah experienced this, God tested his character, revealed his weaknesses, and prepared him for greater responsibility. Knowing that life is a test, it confirms that nothing is insignificant. Even the smallest things are there for a reason. Every single day is important, and every second is another opportunity to be better and to become closer to God. Some tests are harder than others, but every single test is necessary, not only for here, but for eternity after we leave earth. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13 says, "No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can endure it." James chapter 1 verses 2 and 3 say, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." And then later to verse 12 it says, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." Now, the second metaphor we'll talk about is life is a trust. Everything we have on earth, including our breath, our energy, our intelligence, life itself is a gift from God. He has entrusted us with those gifts so that we will manage them and take care of them. Psalm chapter 24 verse 1 says, "The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it." We actually don't own anything. It all belonged to the Lord before we were even here. He just gave it to us so that we will enjoy it and use it while we're here on earth. And he will entrust it to someone else when we move on. The first job God ever gave to humans on earth was to manage it and take care of it. This is to be part of our purpose every day. Everything we have should be treated as a responsibility because God trusted us with it. 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 2 says, "Now it is required that those who have been given a trust must prove faithful." The parable of the talents is a great illustration. A man left his wealth with 3 servants, and when he came back, he evaluated each servant's stewardship and rewarded them based on their level of responsibility. His response to those who did well comes from Matthew chapter 25, verse 23. "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness." At the end of your life, you will be evaluated and rewarded based on how well you handled and managed the things that God gave you in your life here on earth. That includes all of the big things and all of the small things. The parable let us know that if you do well with your life on earth, you will be rewarded with 3 things: affirmation, promotion, and celebration. Now, money is an example of something that is both a test and a trust. Luke chapter 16, verses 11 and 12 say, "So if you have not been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, who will trust you with true riches? And if you have not been trustworthy with someone else's property, who will give you property of your own?" Is the way you manage your money preventing God from doing more with your life? And can you be trusted with spiritual riches? Life is a test and a trust. The more that God gives you, the more responsible He expects you to be. So now, remember to look at life from God's view. And remember that life is a test and a trust. And if we move back one verse from what we just read in Luke chapter 16, that reads, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. And whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much." The responsibility and the management of what God entrusted you with is on you. You decide how you handle those things. Now here's a few questions to think about for the next day. What has happened recently that you now know was a test from God? And what are the biggest things that God has entrusted you with? I'll answer the question and then I'll encourage you to comment whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube with your answer. It's not that recent, but I think my job placement, I think God has tested me with that because ever since I came here, I've been pushed a lot into evangelism and coming out with my faith and sharing it with other people. And then I think that the biggest thing that God has entrusted me with was my voice. Because before I started really taking my walk with Christ seriously, I made a lot of content, and let's just say I could be doing a whole lot different things than I'm doing now. And so now using my voice to walk into my purpose and to serve God with, that is something that I am responsible for. And I've decided to take that a lot more serious than I have before. Now, me personally, I'm learning a whole lot in this 40-day challenge, and I hope that you can find someone else to invite to join with us. And also, I hope that you come back. Now, don't forget to follow, whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, so that you can catch every video that comes out every day. Thank you.